Hello everybody. Right, today we're going to start the story leading up to Christmas Day. So here we go. Mary and Joseph and the Angel. North of Judea, in a place called Galilee, there was a town called Nazareth. Here lived a man called Joseph. He was a descendant of the great King David. Joseph was a carpenter and he worked really hard for his living. He was happy and he was going to marry a kind and gentle girl called Mary. One day, when Mary was sitting quietly alone in her house, a bright light filled the room and she heard a voice. Mary looked up. There in front of her was God's angel Gabriel. "Do not be afraid," said Gabriel. "God is pleased with you. He has sent me to you with very good news. You are going to have a very special son, and you must call him Jesus. He will be God's promised king. He is the one everyone is waiting for. His kingdom will never end." "How can I have a baby?" said Mary. "I'm not even married." This is something that God will do," said Gabriel. "The baby will be God's own son. Your cousin Elizabeth is having a baby too. She thought she would never have children. You see, nothing is too hard for God." "I don't understand," said Mary, "but I will do whatever God wants." When the angel had gone, Mary sat and thought for a while. Then she decided to go and visit her cousin Elizabeth, who was pregnant too. Elizabeth was so pleased to see Mary. They hugged and kissed each other in joy. "Isn't it wonderful?" said Elizabeth. "How happy you must be, Mary. You are going to be the mother of my Lord." Mary was happy. She stayed with Elizabeth for 3 months and then returned home. But when Mary told the news of the baby to Joseph, he was puzzled and quite upset. He could not believe what Mary was telling him. It seemed very strange to him that an angel of God could have appeared to Mary. Joseph decided that if she was having a baby, he couldn't marry Mary after all. But that night, Joseph had a dream. In the dream, one of God's angels spoke to Joseph. "Do not be afraid to marry Mary," said the angel. "She has done nothing wrong. God has chosen Mary to be the mother of his son, the promised Lord. You must call him Jesus, which means the one who saves. He is going to save people from their sins. You must marry Mary and look after Jesus as if he were your own son." The next morning, Joseph felt much better. He realized that Mary had told him the truth. Joseph quickly went to see her. "I'm sorry I did not believe you, Mary," he said. "We must get married straight away." Now, that must have been quite a frightening thing for poor Mary and Joseph. But like all of us, sometimes we don't know the answers and we have to trust in God. So today's craft, we've got to make an angel because that's the right thing to do, isn't it? It was the angel that came and told everybody their good news. So what I need you to do is to go, if you can, and get, yes, a paper plate, please. You need your felt pens, your glue and some scissors. And if you've got one of those little doilies, you know what you put on a plate if you have a cake, one of those. If not, some tissue paper will do, or use your imagination. Right. Now, once you've got your paper plate, you need to draw on it a very strange shape. You need to draw across the middle of the plate, go up, around, down and across. And that does look a bit odd, doesn't it? And then you need to cut that out, just like I've done. Can you see? Now on the top here, you need to put an extra line across the top there, okay? So once you've done that, you very carefully take the bottom and fold it back. And once you've folded it back, okay, that leaves you the bottom of the dress of the angel. All right, so on the back there, you need to put some sticky tape just so it stays nice and strong. There you are. once you've done that, it's colouring time. So here's my finished angel. So what I've done is where that shape is that's in the middle there, can you see? I made a face, and then the very top part I told you about, you need to colour yellow because that's like the halo, isn't it? And then you put her face on, and then this bit here, which comes down, I extended and made across her into arms, okay? And I just used some peel-offs that I had from Christmas and things. I put a star on the top of her because she was an important angel, Gabriel. It might have been a man, actually, but still an important angel. There we go. So next, that doily, do you remember I told you? Well, I've got some little ones that I had, and I folded it in half and then stuck it behind to make the wings. All right. Now what you could do is, if you haven't got a doily, is to get a piece of paper and you could crimp it and fold it up and make it into wings, or just do whatever you like. You might have some sticky feathers. You could put some feathers on the back and make wings out of the feathers. But today was all about the angel of Christmas who came to tell the good news to Mary, Joseph and Elizabeth. Okay, have a good week. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.